What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Channel Moose Game here, and today, with the chat here, live in the live stream, we are doing something fun, and that is making a tier list, open field pairing tier list, based on the predictions that we have on Achilles and Hector, guys. Achilles and Hector's. As you guys know, Achilles and Hector was just announced. We all kind of took a good look at their kits, and I personally love Achilles. Some people actually are more hyped about Hector, and I think for all good reasons. Hector is really hypeable commander. Maybe not so much for open field, but we're gonna go ahead and build this tier list together with you all in the chat. So please stay with me if you guys think that please bear with me if you disagree with whatever I suggest, because at the end of the day, it's just my opinion as well as what the chat wants to, chat agrees to. So yeah, if you guys disagree with me, I would like to apologize in advance. Tier list is one of the most controversial contents that I do ever in my channel. I get a lot of shit to be really honest with you whenever I do make a tier list, so because they don't agree with whatever I suggest or whatever I post about them. And then like when I posted about Arthur, for example, before Qin Shi Huang came into the game, I was like, yeah, Arthur has like the best damage factor and whatnot, and then people hated me. They're like, no, Liu Che is much better and all that stuff. And this was even before Bai Chi was even a thing. So yeah, please don't hate me. Let's get started, guys. So first things first, we got all those tiers divided by SS tier, triple S tier, SS tier, S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier. Now we're gonna first start off this list by defining what each tier means. So I'm going to start off from SS tier. SS tier means the best open field pair in for troop type. And then triple S is actually the best open field pair. Only one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually build from SS tier, and then we're gonna promote one of the best pairing from the SS tier to triple S tier, and we're gonna only have one pairing in the triple S tier. Got it? By their definition, the best open field pairing will be amongst the best of each troop type, and then just move up to triple S tier. Got it? S tier means meta. No, not meta. What should I name S tier as? Best open field pair alternative. So this could be the best pair, but then again, you just have a slightly better tier. For example, something like, I don't know, like Qin Shi Huang and Zhu Liang, for example. Like, it is not the best tier, but it is best pairs alternative. With that said, let's just go ahead and put them right there. Qin Shi Huang and Zhu Liang is a definition of an S tier March pairing. Because obviously Qin Shi Huang and Zhu Liang is not as good as Qin Shi Huang YSG, but it is the best open field alternative. So there's going to be very few SS tier. There's going to be very few S tier. There's going to be only one triple S tier. Now A tier is a meta open field best pair, open field pairing. If you bring out this pairing, no one's going to give you, I don't know, no one's going to give you like a comment on the YouTube channel like, hey, why are you running this march? I'll hear none of that. A tier is only meta open field pairing. You guys can see that I'm actually pretty salty about a lot of things, but it's okay. But anyways, so that's the A tier. And then B tier is okay, but not meta. C tier is not recommended, but barely usable. Let's just say barely usable. And then F tier, do not use. F tier here is going to be not as a pair, but like a single commander. Like, for example, I don't know, Lubu is a single commander that will just be F tier. You will not think of any pairing that you can possibly bring out on the field, right? So yeah, let's just go ahead and put Lubu there, just as a reference. Everyone's on the same page here? All right. Now, let's just go ahead and get started. Now, starting off from SS tier. What can be an SS tier? Guys, help me out here in the chat. Any SS tier recommendations? I think let's just start off with the obvious one, guys. Let's just start off with the obvious, and that is Qin Shi Huang and YSG. I don't think anyone can object that this is one of the best open field pair in the game. If not the best open field pairing in the game right now. And even with the addition of Achilles and Hector, I think Qin Shi Huang and YSG will still be the best open field pairing for Archer. Alright, we got Sim Sucks. Bai Chu Liu Che. There you go. Bai Chu Liu Che. Alright, we're going to talk about the triple S once we're done with the SS tier. But Bai Chu Liu Che. Where is Bai Chu? Bai Chu Liu Che. I 100% agree. Now, previously, I have put Arthur and Philip as the best cavalry pairing. But no. We are here to do the prediction of the meta for open field, right? So what I think we should put there is actually Arthur and Achilles. Ho Arthur is a pairing. Ho Arthur, let's just put it up there, and then we're gonna see if we can make some adjustments here and there. Let's just go ahead and throw all the candidates up there. Let's see how we can actually adjust it. Is there any other candidates? Actually, you know what? By definition, because this is best open field pair for troop type, I think we should have one for Siege. I think without a question, Gaza Mara Gonzalo is the best open field pairing for Engineering Commander. Arthur, Achilles definitely for SS. Ho Arthur for S. Personally, I think Arthur Achilles beats Ho Arthur as well, like what Worm said. So let's just go ahead and move those guys down. Ho Arthur. See, we don't know how strong Arthur and Achilles combined together is, but I think it is pretty safe to say that Arthur Achilles will be better than Ho Arthur, in my opinion. Yeah, this is including the new commanders. Yes. Anything that you guys can think of using Hector? Any Hector pairing? We got Hector just sitting around here. Hey, pick me. But let's see. That's Archer, Infantry, Cavalry, and Siege. Okay, so we got 4 double S tier predictions here. Now, is there any pairing? Let's just ask the straight up question. Is Arthur Achilles better than Qin Shi Huang YSG? Achilles Hector look decent, probably S. Let's just put it up there. I think that could be a good pairing. Like these two, especially when the new cavalry commander does come around the corner. I think that could be a good pairing. I think that actually could potentially be even better than Ho Arthur, in my opinion. Qin Shi Huang YSG, guys. Does anyone object to Qin Shi Huang YSG moving up to the triple S tier? Arthur Hector? Yeah, let's just go ahead and put Arthur Hector somewhere. We'll adjust all these later. Anyone objects to pushing Qin Shi Huang YSG to triple S tier? The one and only best pairing in Rise of Kingdoms will still remain as Qin Shi Huang YSG, in my opinion. Qin Shi Huang YSG Gold, I think the damage is too crazy. I agree. The damage factor that they have is just too much, I think. Too much. Now, would Arthur Achilles actually be behind Bai Chi Liu Che, or would Bai Chi Liu Che actually be behind Arthur Achilles? Should we do this, or should we actually do this? What do you guys think? Yeah, no one should object. Qin Shi Huang YSG is the best. Yeah, Qin Shi Huang, like if Achilles was like, I don't know, doing 3000 AoE, circular AoE, maybe we can actually put Arthur Achilles above Qin Shi Huang. We can talk about it. I think that's when you can start talking about it. Qin Shi Huang YSG better than Qin Shi Huang Zhuge Liang? Yes. I think because Qin Shi Huang has 0 skill damage, the fact that YSG can provide 62% of skill damage, I think there's some testing results in there. But Qin Shi Huang YSG is indeed better because YSG has triple relic that gives it extra 12% skill damage. And I think that was the common census, like what people think. Now, what I do want to add to S tier, maybe we can move around the S tier and A tier, is Bai Chi and Hector, and Liu Che and Hector. What do you guys think of these two pairs? Like, what do you guys think we should put those pairs in? I think Arthur Achilles better, but that's personal opinion. It has not been tested yet. I think Arthur Achilles may lose against Bai Chi Liu Che in a duel because Bai Chi has this crazy expertise. But in terms of overall goodness that you can find in game, I think this is better. For now. You think Bai Chi Liu Che probably better March for most people, but if you have special inscription like Delta, Arthur Achilles would be the best. You know what? That is actually true. Let me go back. So, yeah, I think I'm thinking with butterfly effect in mind. If you have butterfly effect, if you have the special inscriptions for Arthur, yeah, if you have this one, I think Arthur Achilles could be better than Bai Chi Liu Che. But Bai Chi Liu Che without special inscription, I think, is potentially better than Arthur Achilles. I'm still not even sure how many times per second Achilles' skill is active in battle. Yeah, let's keep it like this. I think Arthur Achilles, we don't know how his expertise is gonna look like. I think it's a safer choice that we actually leave it behind Bai Chi Liu Che for now. And then let's just go ahead and move down the list. Liu Che Alice X. I use it in my 3rd infantry set, fighting 17, 18, and it was my best trading march. Still a crazy march. So here's the thing though. I feel like you're 100% right that Liu Che Alex would have been S tier. Attila Achilles, let's just put Attila Achilles somewhere here too. But I feel like Luce Alex would get bumped down when we add Luce Hector into the game. I feel like Hector would be a better pairing for Luce, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Don't you think it's gonna do a little better damage with Hector? Luce Alex, Ragnar, Skippy should go A, maybe? Yeah, I think so. I think, like, they're all meta, but they're not, like best open pair alternative. That's what S is, right? I think Ragnar, Skippy is definitely, yeah, definitely a good A tier. I think Ragnar, Skippy might be better than Luce Alex. I think they're very, very close with one another. Actually, yeah, no. Luce Alex, I think they are better. Attila, Achilles, I feel like they could be a meta, but I don't know. Would you use Attila, Achilles in place of Arthur Achilles? With all those different places that you can actually put Achilles at, would you actually use it with Attila? I think that's my question. I feel like Attila Achilles might be a B tier. But I don't know. What do you guys think? If you guys think I should move him up to A or S, I'll go ahead and do that. But I feel like this is a good placement. It's okay. Not meta because it doesn't have like the double combo damage. It's like using Attila Subutai, but like right now Attila Subutai we have to use it, but like it's not the best in my opinion. Hector is probably better than Alex because Hector damage is quite constant. Yeah, I would say so. He has a lot of like smite damage buff, I feel like. Attila Achilles is going to be good if you have cracked urine armors. For most people, it won't perform. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to get at too. I feel like Attila Achilles, if you have like amazing, if you have Chasky level of like Arch set, I think that will work. But otherwise, it's not too good, I think. Why the heck is any Hector March higher than Attila Achilles? We just put him up there. We're gonna adjust him later. So I'm actually I just adjusted Achilles or Attila Achilles down to B. So we're gonna adjust those later. I'm thinking Arthur Achilles with Silent Trial will be meta. Yeah, it could be. Like it's hitting the marches. So Achilles, if you hit 5 target, it's gonna hit 10 times. 10 times with combo attack. I mean, yeah, like Silent Trial could actually absorb a lot of rage, in my opinion. Now, I think we need to clean up S tier a lot. I think Qin Shi Huang Zhuge Liang S tier for sure. It is the second best, in my opinion, March in the game. The only reason why it can't go up to SS tier or triple S tier is because there's a limit on how many that you can put in those, and that's why Zhuge Liang and Qin Shi Huang can actually stay here at the very first slot of S tier. I feel like though, Achilles, Hector. I feel like Achilles, Hector could be an A, maybe above Ragnar, Skippy, but I don't think it could ever be a S, because this is a best open field alternative, right? This is not the best open field. This is best open field alternative. So if you can't have Arthur Achilles, what is the best cavalry march that you can have as alternative to that? And I don't even think Quo Arthur would actually be in that place too. Hector looks kind of underwhelming like William Wallace. Single target isn't very impressive. Yeah, I think for open field and open field specifically, I think Hector is not a good commander. I posted it in a members only chat video that's gonna go live midnight today, which is in 4 hours, 5 hours. I think Hector is designed to be a garrison commander, garrison pairings in specific for the next cavalry commander, and that was their sole purpose. I don't think he was designed for anything else. So that's what I think of Hector, personally. Hector is still a good commander, but not a good investment for most people. I agree with you. Congrats, you took 20 rage from 5 target. Wait, hold on. What's silent trial credit? If you crit a silent trial, what do you get? Isn't it 13? Yeah, if you crit a silent trial, it's 13. You're still... It's not, but it's not an absorption. That's, I think, what kind of like is not that good about this, right? It's not an absorption, it's actually a reduction, right? So 13 times 10 is gonna be 130. You basically make 10 troops lose 130 in total. I think it's gonna be good, but not as great, I'll say. Hector should be a B or lower, also. Also high. Achilles... Hector? Yeah. Achilles Hector... What about Arthur Hector, though? Yeah, I'm not running a silent trial over a ring, horn, or drum. Yeah, I agree. Oh, we forgot about one pairing that we talked about before. That we used before, and that is Arthur Philip. I think Arthur Philip deserves a B tier. Okay, but not meta. It's like Arthur Philip's gonna be the definition of okay, but not meta, in my opinion. After the release of Achilles and Hector, in my opinion. What do you guys think? People really underestimate Attila Achilles? Attila Achilles. Attila Achilles. Do you think it deserves a better spot than B? Qin Shuang Shazar crack for altars? You know what? Qin Shuang Shazar is actually really good. That's something that I would say. Qin Shuang Shazar actually deserved like the first spot in A tier, I feel like. It's not meta though, actually. But a lot of people actually use Qin Shuang Shazar and they perform really, really well. Actually, it is meta, isn't it? Isn't Qin Shuang Shazar meta? Hector could be really kind of crack with combo garrison. Yeah, Hector will be a really, really strong combo garrison. Like, I think like Hector could be like a really, really strong combo garrison. Like, I think the new, once the next cavalry batch releases, I think whatever the garrison that they're going to give us for cavalry, combined with Hector, will be the strongest garrison in my opinion. And Hector would play a big part in that. But for open field, I'm not too sure. Let's clean up all the Hectors off of S tier. From at least Baichu Hector, I don't think this is going to be S tier at all. I don't think Liu Che Hector is going to be S tier at all. Now it gets down to what can be an S tier from cavalry. I think Arthur Hector is still What do you guys think about what could be a S tier for cavalry? Arthur Hector, is that okay? Doesn't see as much in normal field though. Is it though? Like I saw a lot of people actually get like crazy reports though. Try Murder Ball Simulator. Yeah, Shazar Chin is really good because it's tanky. Yeah, I think I've seen it a lot. Like it, yeah, but actually it is the reason why it's like better than most marches is because it is sustainable. Like in Altar especially, right? Because like you don't have to walk all the way back with your march, archer march. You just have healing done and then just basically survive long. Is that doable as an open field meta? I think this deserves a B tier actually. Yeah, let's just go ahead and move that down. Achilles Hector for S? Really? Achilles Hector for S. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Yeah. Oh well, no, Achilles Hector for S instead of Arthur Hector. Let's talk about it because I think Arthur. The reason why Arthur is so good is because of this skill right here. If this commander is serving as a primary commander, their troop gains a Light of the Lake effect. Whenever this troop launches a basic attack, it has a 50% chance, which goes up to 70%, to launch one extra combo attack. It launches. This does not have an upper limit. And sometimes when you hit like 10, 20 times of combo attack with, or like 6 times with Arthur's active skill, when you hit 3 targets, this triggers a lot. I feel like Achilles missing that potential with Hector. Because Arthur, Achilles, I think they have a lot of different procs. Hector has this combo damage thing, but then again, it can only trigger up to 3 times, right? I think that's why I thought Arthur will be better with Hector than Achilles Hector. But what do you guys think? This is a hard question. Hector shouldn't even smell the A rank. Achilles got extra, I guess, extra active skills. But like, so here's the thing. I think there has to be a Hector pairing for S tier with cavalry, just because we're not gonna put full Arthur here, right? If we don't include Hector here, what are we gonna put there? Arthur Philip? No, Arthur Philip is gonna be dead after Achilles and Hector comes around. I feel like whole Arthur is okay, but like I don't know. Is it better than Arthur Hector though? What do you guys think? So I think limited to cavalry and cavalry only, I think Hector deserves at least 1 spot in S tier, and then that's why I put it next to Arthur. But if you guys think Achilles Hector is better, then I think that could be a good alternative potentially. But yeah, what are you doing, Ho Arthur? You guys deserve a spot. I think it's a competition between those 2 pairing. technically you run Achilles Philip and Arthur William. Achilles Philip. Achilles Philip. Yo, wait, hold on. Achilles Philip. I think Achilles Philip might be a better pairing than. No, but he doesn't have. They don't have an active. Yeah, they don't have an active. Like, they don't have an instant proc, right? I think only Philip has it. Arthur has combo from expertise. Achilles only has it from the active skill. So I think Arthur Philip is still better. Yeah, Arthur is good because he can spam combo even though it's small. If Achilles can do it with skills, it would just be just as good. Yeah. I think they should just be paired up like this. Like they're okay for both of them. They can spam the combo, but you know, synergy is kind of not there. I think this is a good thing. Philip's expertise synergizes so well with Hector's active skill. Would you run a Philip Hector though? Yeah, Philip has instant AoE, instant proc. Yes, I agree. But the problem with Philip, I think, is that it cannot proc multiple times. Like, this is just one time. Goes into 3-second cooldown, right? So, without Arthur's expertise, the reason why Arthur Philip worked until this time is because of this. Whenever you attack, you have 70% chance with Butterfly Effect to launch one extra combo attack that could trigger multiple times. Arthur doesn't have this. So only when Achilles doesn't have this, right? So only when Achilles uses an active skill, I think this chance is amplified too much. So that's why I'm hesitant to actually put Achilles Philip on the higher level than Arthur Philip, in my opinion. Sorry, I meant Achilles. Oh yeah, Philip has AoE instant proc. Not that fraud Hector. Okay. I agree that there's too many Hectors up in S tier and A tier. Let's trim it down, shall we? You know what? I'm just gonna make the call. I'm just gonna put Arthur Hector in there. Arthur Achilles is the best pairing for cavalry. Second best, I think, would still be Arthur Hector. And then the third best option that you have with Arthur is going to be Ho Chi Bing and Arthur, in my opinion, in case you didn't get Delta yet. And then I think everyone here deserves to be moved down to B tier. Maybe Achilles Hector, because they actually have combo synergy every now and then. Like, if you're using Hector with Baichi or Liu Che, I don't think it's like same as using William Wallace with Baichi or William Wallace with Liu Che, right? Where's Baichi and Liu Che at? Okay, let's add more. Let's add more commanders, guys. Where's Baichi? Liu Che. Did I not add Baichi into that mix? Hey. Yeah, like, it's like using William Wallace with Liu Che, right? I think these are basically identical, in my opinion. I think Arthur Hector or Achilles Hector are S tier. Arthur Philip A. with Ho, Arthur. Arthur Philip is A. I think Arthur Philip is B now because you have so many different options. Like Arthur Achilles is number 1 option. Arthur Hector is number 2 option. Ho Arthur is number 3 option. Arthur Philip, like I use Arthur Philip all the time, right? I hate it. Like I hate Arthur Philip. Like it does so little damage. So I would have to say, yeah, I would have to say Arthur Philip now kind of deserves this spot right here. My opinion. But like I had the best gear in the game in Rising Kingdoms. I had one of the best arch set running with Arthur Philip for a while. And I didn't say this because I didn't want all the cavalry mains to get mad at me, but Arthur Philip sucks. Like I get it, it buffs, but like it was the only option. I had to use it, but like deep down inside I knew it sucked. So I personally think that it's not a good combo anymore with the release of Achilles and Hector. Hi Musa, why is a big gap between Qinxuan YC and Qinxuan Zhuge Liang? Oh, there is no big gap. So triple S, only one, is basically SS but best. Yeah, check out who's in the gap. Yeah. Yeah, so this is, I think Qinxuan Zhuge Liang, if we can move him up there, I think they can be SS tier. But it's just that by definition, they can be only one SS tier or triple S tier in per each troop type. So that's why. I think Qinxuan Zhuge Liang, probably in terms of pure power level, they're probably better than Bai Qi Liu Che. But it's just that, you know, by definition, it's just because of how I put the definition, yeah. And yeah, everyone else here is actually really good. Okay. What about Bai Qi Philip, guys? Bai Qi Philip? What do you guys think about Bai Qi Philip? Now I need to find Bai Qi, so give me a second. Let's find the Bai Qi. Where's Bai Qi at? Where's our boy Bai Qi? Do I not have Bai Qi? Oh, there you go. What do you guys think of Bai Qi Philip? Do you guys think Bai Qi Philip can be an A tier, B tier, C tier? Do I have access to Battle Simulator? No, I don't think I have one. Can you remove the Siege, please? No, I mean, Siege is by definition, again, by definition, the best open field pair for a troop type. If you feel uncomfortable about it, I can move it down to S tier, but that is technically the best Siege tier, Siege pairing in Rising Kingdom, so I will just leave it up there, just for the definition reasons. Marwa, no, I don't. A or B? I'll say a. Let's put it at B and let's just go ahead and work on it later. Bai Qi, William Wallace. Let's find Bai Qi again. I didn't add that many Bai Qi, that was a problem. Okay. Wait, where did it go? Where did my Bai Qi go? How about Bai Qi William Wallace, guys? Bai Qi William Wallace. Oh no. Not again. It's not letting me add this. Let's just go ahead and add a bunch of Bai Qis. Okay. Bai Qi William Wallace. What's the best marches for Achilles and Hector? Can you explain why? Achilles, the best march for Achilles and Hector, Arthur Achilles is the best. Hector is not a good field commander in my opinion. Hector is not a good field commander. It is basically William Wallace or Ho Chu Bing level. The only reason why we have Arthur Hector in there is because in case people didn't want to invest in Achilles and they had to get Hector because he's actually going to be crucial if you're going to be a garrison lead. You can technically still use Arthur with Hector. That's why he's up there. But Hector, I don't think is a good field commander. Nevsky and Guillermo? Baichi is a very meh. I think Baichi can be an A tier, yeah. I would say it's actually probably better than Liu Che Alex, to be honest. And I have a hard time finding an S tier for infantry. Should I just move? William Wallace, Bai Chi into S tier? No. No, I don't think it deserves an S tier, to be honest. Baichi Wallace B tier. Baichi Wallace is a B tier. I would say it deserves a very lost. No. I think it's still usable if you're using Liu Che elsewhere. But like, where would you put Liu Che? That's the problem. If you're not using Baichi, if you're using Baichi Wallace, where are you using your Liu Che? You use Baichi Wallace in my KVK3, traded pretty well, but not as good as Qinshuang YSG though. Qinshuang YSG is God. So we don't talk about God, guys. We don't talk about the God. The triple S tier, we don't talk about that. Baichi Wallace. So without a doubt, Baichi Liu Che is SS tier, right? That's the best infantry march that you can bring out on the field at this very moment. Would you guys kill me if I actually move Baichi Wallace into S tier? Yeah, Baichi Wallace and Liu Che Alex is what people do for double smite, right? So by definition, Liu Che Alex could be a meta, but Baichi Wallace is actually the best open field alternatives to Baichi Liu Che, in my opinion. It is an alternative since Liu Che is not there. Yeah, so like if you don't have Liu Che, then what is the second best march? If you don't have Liu Che, you have Baichi Wallace and Alex. You have all the other commanders in the game, but you can pair Baichi with something else. The second best option is indeed William Wallace, no? So I think this actually makes sense to a degree, in my opinion. Yeah, because now looking at this though, is infantry okay? Like, infantry might be in a really bad spot. Maybe. Maybe Wallace because can be in a rally and battle. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, infantry is gonna be in a bad spot in the next, like, whatever Song of Troy update. Now I'm gonna actually add one more. And that's gonna have a Liu Che, but do I have a Liu Che here? Do I not have a Liu Che here? Man, Liu Che's used so many times. And you know what? Yeah, let's add another Liu Che. Where's Liu Che at? Liu Che, Liu Che, Liu Che. Where's Liu Che at? Wait, where's Liu Che at? Where's Liu Che at? Oh, there you go. Let's go ahead and add a lot of Liu Che's. Liu Che William Wallace. I feel like Liu Che William Wallace is either right behind Alex. I think Liu Che William Wallace is Liu Che Philip is actually better than Liu Che Alex. What do you guys think? Zhuge Liang Herman is not up there for 2 archer players. Yeah, I think that's true. Zhuge. Do I not have Zhuge here still? Where's Zhuge at? Oh, I don't have another Zhuge. Okay, fine. I'll go ahead and add more Zhuge. Where's Zhuge at? I think we don't need to add more Zhuge though after this. Just add everything here. There you go. Zhuge. Nah, I forgot how Herman Prime looks like. If you guys are different from me, I'm sorry, but I forgot where's Herman Prime. Where's Herman Prime? Where is Herman Prime? Do you guys see Herman Prime? There's no way we don't have a Herman Prime in here. I don't see a Herman Prime, guys. Wait, hold on. Oh, there you go. Oh. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Herman Prime. I think we should still say it's a meta because it is still the second best option for. If you have Qin Shi Huang YSG, you should still have Zhuge Liang Herman on the pair. So I think by definition it should be an A tier. But a lot of people still use one Archer March, so using Archer without Qin Shi Huang is a new play. Kind of is I get where you're coming from. You can't insult Archer mains like that, man, though. Be nice. Now, I'm gonna actually add another F tier. I'm gonna say Boudica Prime, YSG, don't use them. Just don't use them. Nevsky Jonabar Prime. Barely. No. At this point, yeah, let's just put it at C. Poe Jonabar Prime. Same deal. I would say Poe Jonabar Prime might be a little better because she does have a rage reduction. I'll say Zhuge Liang Philip is actually a B tier. Like if you have to put Philip somewhere, now that Philip is freed up from Arthur pairing, I would say Zhuge Liang Philip is a B tier. Okay, but not meta. Nevsky Joan, barely usable? Yeah, there you go. Arthur William isn't up there? Let's go ahead and add Arthur William, man. Arthur William. I think Arthur William will also be barely usable. Like after release of Achilles and Hector, I think it'll be barely usable. Like if you have 2 other combo damage commander, why use a skill damage commander is my suggestion. So this is what I'll put. To be honest, I'm still thinking about Achilles. Attila Achilles. Attila Achilles. You think it deserves a better spot? Do you think it deserves an A tier? Yeah. Let's put him up there. Let's put him up there. Attila Achilles. There you go. I think Achilles Hector is basically they should be basically same as one another in my opinion. Let's just put them right next to each other. Yeah, it will probably be really good. Yeah, it's counter attack damage, normal damage buff. It's like having Philip primary, but because you can actually put Attila as primary because he's a cavalry commander. You know, I get where you're coming from. I hear you. So let's just go ahead and go for it. Just to be curious, is there a better March than Qinxiang YSG in an artifact KVK? Is there? I don't think so. Any objection? Like, Qinxiang just does so much damage that all it needs is a lot of skill damage, right? Luce CJ or Baichi CJ? Oh, we need a CJ March, right? For CJ, because I don't think I have CJ saved up. I did not expect CJ to actually come up. But if you're using CJ, I think if you're using CJ, you're using Luce CJ because that means you're using 2 Smite Marches. You're either using Baichi William Wallace or Luce CJ, or Luce Alex or Luce Philip, right? So I think these two be a good pairing. Let's just put him at the very beginning of B tier. Luce CJ. Wouldn't that be a good pairing? Does Attila normal damage boost count for Qinxiang? No, it doesn't. As far as what I know, it doesn't. Even if it does work, Attila is a weird commander. He does less skill damage. Yeah, he does 30% less skill damage. It just doesn't have synergy. And also at the same time, if you try using Qinxiang as a secondary pairing, like secondary commander, Qinxiang does not fire off skill at all. Like, it will just sit there attacking without the AoE for like ever. Yeah, try it. It would actually not use an active skill too much. Yeah, so yeah, Attila, unfortunately not the best, I will say. Just do not use Belisarius Prime. I think everyone can agree that Belisarius Prime is just do not use. Right? At this point. I would say Harold Pakal might be just do not use, maybe. Where is Harold at? Hey, Harold Pakal, let's just go ahead and use it to do not use. Like, don't use those commanders. Just don't. Let's just go ahead and throw all the other commanders in there that's not usable. Pierce in Season of Conquest, probably not a good idea. Leo, yeah, probably not a good idea too. Yeah, let's just add a bunch of do not uses. Guan Scipio do not use? Guan? Let's just go ahead and add Guan here. Scipio is up here. Yeah, Scipio's up here. Let's just go ahead and add Guan. Probably don't have a space for Guan at the end of the day anymore. Is it though? Guan Scipio? Isn't it still barely usable? Guan Scipio? What do you guys think? Why do you even have epic commanders in the chart? I'm using Omniar's stuff, so my apologies there. Belly Jorn as a swarm army is very good. That is true. Belly Jorn. Belly Jorn. Well, let's actually add those commanders here. I think Guan Skippy is actually barely usable. It has the AoE silence that no one else has. Belly Joan actually has a purpose, so I would say it is probably right behind Nevsky Joan. What else is there? Attila Philip might be usable to a degree, barely usable category. Maybe better than all the maybe better than Guan Yu Scipio Prime. Yeah, Guan hurts to see him been barely usable. It hurts after years of glory. Yeah, I think when the new commanders come out, that's when you can kind of finally decide. I mean, I still use him on Canyon. It's not that good anymore. I know it's painful. It's like seeing me. It's like me seeing Nevsky Joan here, like in barely usable category. Like, it sucks now. I get it, but like Joan of Arc Prime, yeah, it is what it is, right? Actually, people actually use Joan of Arc Prime and then Belisarius Prime in this order, so I'm gonna put it over there. But barely usable, I think, at the end of the day. So Arthur Philip, Achilles Philip. Actually, let's just move Achilles Philip to barely usable, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know how this would do. Actually, you know what? Let's just put it at the bottom. How about that? So Zhuge Philip actually is usable because you need to find a space for Philip eventually. So I'll put that up there. Baichi Philip. I think Baichi Philip deserves a higher spot here. Yeah. Any Hector combos that you guys can think of? Maybe Baichi Hector could be like the bottom of the A tier. What do you guys think? Okay, gotta go lay here. See you tomorrow. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny, for joining the stream. I'll see you later, man. What do you guys think about this? Baichu, Hector, use as... Because that's basically the same thing as Baichu William Wallace. Hector Wallace for swarming might be good. William Wallace and Hector? Is it? I don't know. I don't think there's that much synergy with William Wallace and Hector, though. What do you guys think? You have to put the William as primary, though. Isn't Baichi Hector basically a small upgrade over Baichi William Wallace? Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe we should move that up. I think it is a small upgrade. But actually, I'm gonna leave those two parallel together because we don't know which one is better yet. We have to see it in action, I feel like. Yeah, they both do single target damage. Williams' Wallace third skill makes it hit even harder. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Wallace, Hector. I would say it's not a meta, but I think it's usable. Like, B tier is not bad, but like I think Wallace, Hector, it has some niche uses, right? If it's hitting a march, maybe it's not a bad idea. And Wallace has a damage reduction. Let's just put it there and leave it for now. I, If you're swarming with more than one infantry, don't have Scipio Aemilianus, okay, yeah, that's fair. I will put it behind Qin Shi Huang Shazar though. It's a very niche stuff, so. Guys, I'm actually tempted though. I'm personally very tempted to put Arthur, Hector into A tier and not have a S tier for cavalry at all. What do you guys think? Because I don't think Arthur Hector deserves to be in a parallel with Qin Shi Huang Zhuge Liang and Bai Qi, another Smite commander. Like, I don't know. I really don't think that Arthur Hector will be like a really, really strong march, in my opinion. I think it can be put in parallel with all those other commander pairing, like Achilles Hector, like Attila Hector, you know, but like not in the S tier, I would say. What do you guys think? Like, I think Arthur and Achilles should just be paired together, and then we should never separate them from one another, in my opinion. Like, but, like, is it right to actually not have a S tier march after having double S tier march in cavalry? And there's no alternative for cavalry. Yeah, that's by definition. I think we need to have an alternative, and I'll put it behind Bai Qi though. Yeah, we're going by the definitions here. There's 2 infantry alternatives and 1 archer. Yeah, so I think this is an exception. Bai Qi plus Alpha is an exception because I don't know which one is better. I think Bai Qi Wallace is actually worse than Bai Qi Hector, potentially. Yeah, let's just put 3 marches here. Let's just not touch it anymore. Yeah. Qin Shi Huang Zhuge Liang, obviously, it's just super, super overpowered. And then Bai Qi Hector and Arthur Hector, I think those 2 are question marks. It is tough to put Hector there, but let's just put caps on alternatives so that I don't get a lot of hate. Yeah, let's put caps there. Yeah, let's just put caps there. Just make sure that I don't get a lot of hate from people. Alright. I think this is a pretty good list now. We just gotta draw a line here, draw a line here, draw a line here. Is there anything that you guys would like to change from here though? You got 2 Saladins do not use. You're absolutely right, sir. I do apologize. Let's just put Nebu in there while we're at it. Cyrus while we're at it. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. What about Trajan Mulan? I would say Trajan Mulan deserves a last spot and barely usable, right? Trajan Mulan? If you're using mixed buffer echelon formation, I think it's still usable to a degree. And I'm gonna say Bertrand do not use anymore. I'm gonna take out all the siege from here. I'm just gonna put these two just for the reference. Like, if you're gonna build one siege march, you should build these two. What else? I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? We got Sin here. Honda Tanagatsu, obviously, it's not usable now. Sargon, do not use. I think this is pretty good. Anything you guys would like to change from this tier list? Again, this is the best pairing guide. This is not like the best commander guide or tier list. It is divided by each pair. So again, Qin Shi Huang YSG is the #1 pairing in the Rise of Kingdoms, even after Hector and Achilles release. Baichi Luce for now, because we haven't seen the full power of Achilles and Arthur. I think this will be a better pairing, but just because we can't really put really put them before they actually proven themselves. So Baichi Luce here, Arthur Achilles here, and also at the same time they do need a lot of armament investment. We just added one siege march here, but Gazamada and Gonzalo is the best siege march, so make sure you build them if you are going to build a siege march. And then Qin Shi Huang Zhuge Liang, best alternative to Qin Shi Huang YSG, and Baichi Hector, and then Arthur Hector. If you don't have Achilles, if you're going to use Liu Che somewhere else, I think those two are the best alternatives for your double S best open field pairing for each troop type. Meta though, you can still use, I think, Baichi, William Wallace, Liu Che, Philip, Liu Che, Alex, and Ragnar Prime and Scipio Prime. Ho Chi Bing Arthur, I'll actually put Ho Chi Bing Arthur at the very bottom. If you're using Wedge with cavalry now, I think that's still a question mark. Zhuge Liang Horman, I think, is a good march. And then Attila, Achilles potentially could be good. Achilles Hector could be usable. I think that's a pretty good list here. Okay, but not meta. I think Liu Che, CJ is okay. Baichi, Philip is okay. But not meta. And then Qin Shi Huang, Shazar is okay. Actually, I'll put Zhuge Liang Philip right next to this. Yeah, Zhuge Liang Philip. If you have to find the place for Philip for your total, whatever you like to call it. Attila Liu Che, I'm actually not doing artifact for this one. So Attila Liu Che, I think, is not going to be in here for now. Maybe if you do include artifact open field marches, we'll go ahead and add them. But right now, we're just going to focus on 2 of the same troop type or leadership and 1 troop type. So Zhuge Liang Philip, and then William Wallace Hector question mark. We don't know about this. This is double single mark. Yeah, let's actually move it down all the way to. Let's move it down to C. This is a double single target march. I don't think you should use it like that. Yeah, although they're both really strong smite commanders, they're just double single target. I don't feel comfortable putting that in a B tier. Arthur, Philip, Liu Che, and Hector question mark, and then William Wallace, Liu Che, and then Achilles, Philip. If you're using something else, I don't know why you would do this, to be honest, but as a power level, I think this pairing could work as well. You only set it for swarming. It'll be terrible for field, yeah. So let's just put it at barely usable. It's very niche. I think it's okay to be a C tier. It's still usable. Barely usable is still usable, right? So, and then Ho Chi Joan of Arc Prime. Actually, let's just go ahead and move this down here. I think it's actually comparable. Yeah, I think it's comparable to Joan of Arc Prime and Belisarius Prime, which is for swarming. I think they serve the same purpose. So, Nevsky Joan and William Wallace with Hector would actually work. Joan of Arc Prime, same way that Joan of Arc Prime with Belisarius Prime would work. Arthur William would actually lose all this perk, in my opinion. And yeah, same way that Arthur Philip is no longer that good, but if you need to find a space for Philip and you don't really want to invest in Achilles or Hector, I think you can still use Arthur Philip there. Attila Philip, I think it's basically the same level here. And then Guan Yu Scipio and Trajan Mulan for the echelon formation. And then, yeah, and then just don't use those commanders. Let's just actually go ahead and move this guy right here, and then move this out. Delete this row, and then that's basically where I'll put all of the tier marks. That's where I'll actually finish the best pairing for open field predictions with Achilles and Hector in the game. Whew. Man, that was a long video, guys. That was a long video. I hope you guys actually enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the recording. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys disagree with me on this list, anything on this list, you're probably correct. Don't hate on me. Just don't hate on anyone who chatted with me. Just, you're probably correct. Do what you gotta do. But here's what I think. Here's what the chat think. Here's what we agreed on. Let's just go ahead. This is just for fun. This is predictions for fun. So please don't hate on us. Let's close out the stream. Let's close out the recording.